Hello students and welcome to class. My name is Les and I'm speaking to you from Johannesburg in South Africa. So far I see we have 3 students with us. Let me welcome Dennis, Natalia and Sahar. As we speak, students, I am enabling your microphones. Please either raise your hand or just speak so that we can check if your microphones are working. Dennis, will you go first, please? Dennis doesn't seem to be connected yet. Natalia, would you like to introduce yourself, please? Sahar, can you hear me? Hi Sahar, welcome to the class. Nice to have you with us. Let's just see if we can connect Natalia. Natalia, please raise your hand if you can hear me, but are unable to speak yet. Okay, Natalia, if you can hear me and you wish to take part without speaking, you may certainly do so. Oh, I see that you're okay now. Natalia, won't you introduce yourself, please? Thanks, Natalia. Let's just give Choi a microphone. Choi has left us. Right, students, let's commence the class. If anybody else joins us, we will welcome them. Today's subject is achieving your goals. And let's warm up with this first slide. Sahar, do you ever dream about these things? What can you see in these pictures? Okay, and the last one looks like maybe helping older people, helping other people. Natalia, do you dream about these things? Okay, first and foremost, so you want to get a good education and a good job firstly. Okay, well, I think you're on the right track by learning a foreign language as well. Sahar, tell me about your personal goals. Okay. Also, nice dreams. Thanks very much, students. Well, how do you plan to achieve your dreams? But I think before we discuss that, let's see, we've got a few more students. Alan is in the class. And Valentina is in the class. Let me welcome Alan and Valentina. We have commenced the class. Our subject today is achieving goals. I hope you can hear me. I will refer to you shortly and ask you questions as well. Thank you. Sahar, how do you plan to achieve your dreams? Okay, excellent. So you're watching videos and you're learning through English Town. Lovely dream, thank you. Natalia? Oh, very nicely said, thank you. Valentina, I see you are still with us. Tell me about your personal and professional dreams and how do you plan to achieve these? Okay, I'm not sure if Valentina can hear us. Let's just put in a note to Valentina quickly, students.
I think she has a little problem with microphone like me.
Okay, well, let's just welcome her. Okay, there's a little note for Valentina. And Valentina, as soon as you are able to communicate, you will join in the class then. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you. Now, let's go back to you, Natalia. Did you use any of these phrases? And which others did you use? We're going to divide these into some categories. Which phrases did you use here to describe your dreams? I think you said, get a good job.
If I choose between this really, I don't know, for my dream, or I have a second dream to travel around the world. And for first, make a lot of money.
Okay, so a couple of those would certainly apply. I've put your other dreams up in the notepad to get a good job, get a good education. These are very important as well. And at the same time, let's just put Sahar's job. She want to be an... Okay. Let's see how we can divide these into categories. Maybe Sahar, can you just divide these 6 phrases into personal and professional for us, please? Yeah, please go ahead and let's see if we can split them into which are personal and which are professional. It's interesting you say that. Let's see what Natalia would say. Natalia, which ones are personal and which ones are professional?
My personal is travel around the world. My professional and personal make a lot of money. That's all I think.
Okay. I just want to also, Hiroshi, I have opened your microphone. If you are able to hear me and you wish to communicate, please raise your hand and I will ask you questions. The subject today is achieving your goals. Well, let's have a look what they say. Firstly, under personal, to travel around the world. Write a novel is a professional dream.
No, not exactly. I answered about money, make a lot of money.
Yes. Now I did hear your answer, but we've moved ahead here. To run a marathon is a personal dream, not necessarily your own. To make a lot of money is always a professional dream. And to work from home is a professional dream. And to learn to dance is a personal dream. Now, if we look at your own dreams, get a good job, get a good education, and want to be an English teacher, those 3, how would you describe these? Are they personal or professional? Natalia, how would you describe these?
Which one? Excuse me.
Of your own dreams, to get a good job and a good education.
Do you mean what can I do for this?
Would you call these personal dreams or professional dreams?
Let me think. Really, I don't know how get a correct answer.
Okay, well, education, although the purpose of the education is to get a good job, but education is a personal dream, and getting a good job has to do with money, would be a professional dream. Sahar, your question? Excellent, thank you. Good answer there, thank you very much. Valentina, I notice your microphone is switched on. If you wish to speak, please, will you go ahead?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. My professional is to write a novel, to make a lot of money, of course, and to travel around the world, because I'm a journalist and I have to know some subjects, some stories about countries, about people who live around the world.
Okay, very good. So you do travel around the world professionally, and that is the answer. Excellent. Thanks, Valentina. I'm glad you are with us now. And please remember, when you finished speaking, switch off the mic so that we don't get feedback. Okay, can you add some more phrases to our lists, students, whether they are your personal ones or just phrases that you are familiar with, that we can add to our dreams? Just a show of hands, let's add a few more and using these expressions. Sahar, please go ahead. Okay, these are lovely dreams as well. Now what we're going to do now, students, I would like to express your dreams using the term would plus a contraction. I would like to. Or using the contraction, I'd like to, I'd love to, it'd be great to do something. We're going to start using the word would plus contractions, and we can use some affirmative statements using the word could. You could travel around the world, you could write a novel, etc. Valentina, can you add some more phrases to our list using the would plus the contraction?
Okay, I will try to. I'd like to visit as many countries as I can through my life, and I like to write not only a novel, I'd like to write scenery to a big movie, for example.
Okay. I'd like to write a screenplay.
Yes.
Good. Can you use these expressions for me now, please, Natalia? This type of expression?
So I'd like to learn how to dance salsa and bachata. My personal
I'd to learn to dance. And what was the other one?
Salsa and bachata, and another one I'd like to go at Sochi 2014 like a volunteer.
Sorry, I didn't get that. I beg your pardon. I'd like to
go in the Olympic Games in Sochi 2014.
Okay.
I want to be a volunteer there.
Okay. That's a nice dream. I'd like to be a volunteer at the Olympic Games. Lovely dream. Thank you. Okay, students. Sahar, can you try one or two using I'd like or I'd love to, it'd be great to, etc. Let's use our target phrases here. I'd like to be a website designer. Okay. And the other expression I'd like to introduce, please, students, if we use the present perfect tense, which is the word have. I have always wanted to be. I have, will we remember this? We won't take any more examples, but we can express this using the present perfect tense as well. I have always wanted to be a website dancer. I have always wanted to learn to dance. This is how we can introduce these dreams, etc. Let's just make a note of those in our pod. Good, students, let's move on. And now, let's see if you can tell me if these statements are true or false for you. Let's start with you this time, Valentina. Number 1. Can you tell me if that is true or false for you?
Number 1 is false for me.
Sorry, Valentina. I'd like you to read so that we can get used to using it. And tell me what form that is, please.
I have not always wanted to be famous and appear on TV. What form do you mean? What do you mean, what form?
I have always been using the present perfect tense there. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, number 2.
Number 2, yes, it's true, I would be great to run a marathon. I'd love to speak another language fluently, and I'd like to make a difference in people's lives.
Okay, can you, as a matter of... Okay, can you look at number 2? Can you tell me what is the form that is being used there? It would be great to run a marathon. Can you identify anything special about that expression?
I think it is future, not?
Future
I think I'm not able. Future conditional, yeah.
Yes, and it would be great. It would be great to run a marathon. Okay, I was just asking to see if you could recognize these.
No, I think no.
Okay, no, that's fine. Not to worry about it. Thanks. Let's see if Sahar, read these statements and tell me if they are true or false for you. Okay. Thanks very much. And Natalia?
I've always wanted to be famous and appear on TV. I'd be great to run a marathon. I'd love to speak another language fluently. I'd like to make a difference in people's lives. I think third sentence and fourth sentence more true for me, because language, I told it before, I want to teach it well for good education and for to make a conversation with foreign people, and I think so. That's all.
Nicely expressed there. Just number 2, it's not I'd be great, it'd be great. It'd, as you see it there, is a contraction for it would be great. It'd be great. It's not one that we see very often, but I'm sure you'll remember it'd be great, and that's how it's pronounced as well. True or false? Now, give each of these people some advice. Now we are using, we're making an affirmative statement using the word could. Why don't we start with you, please, Sahar, and just give Natalia and Valentina advice about their dreams. Okay, well, let's start with Valentina. Valentina's dreams are, for example, she wants to travel to foreign countries, and she would like to write a screenplay. So, tell us about her dreams. Okay. She should, you use an expression, she should increase her money. We would use that if you were certain that she did not have enough money. So when you're giving that kind of advice, you should be a little bit wary, because maybe she does have sufficient money. So when we give advice like that, we must be careful not to offend people. So you say she should increase her money. Maybe you mean she should save up her money until she has enough to travel. We need to be a little bit careful sometimes about giving advice. Valentina, what advice and could you give to your co-students using that construction with you could?
About the future Olympic Games, I can say that you could speak only Russian as far as I know, because the Olympic Games are going to be in Sochi this year, and that's why you have only you could only to take tickets and go to Sochi.
Okay. Okay. What about the education portion? What advice would you give?
Education portion.
Yeah. Remember, Natalia wants to get a good education and get a good job. Those were part of her dreams.
I think if she wants to have a good education, she could just give spend more time for studying, for reading, and I think that's
yes,
that's enough.
Quite right. You could spend more time studying, Natalia. That's a good enough piece of advice. Okay, Natalia, how would you advise your friends to achieve their dreams?
I would like to give some advice to Sahar about English of teacher. I think if she wanna be a great teacher of English language, she could always training and improving her language. And for second one, she could be a good could know about psychology, because if she wants to teach people well, she should know about their psychology.
Okay. The advice is good. Just one small correction, please, Natalia. You say she could always training about something. She could always train. We don't use training there. Training in that particular sense is a gerund. We would say that she could always train to be something, not always training about. Okay? No, that's excellent. Thank you there. If you look at the example, they're using the correct the structure that we were looking for. You could always take singing lessons, or have you thought, using the present perfect tense, have you thought about doing volunteer work? And the advice that you gave was perfect as well. Okay, students, we're going to have about 10 minutes to do our final task. Let's do a little bit of role play. Let me read through the task, students, and we see talk about achieving dreams. Student A will tell student B about a dream you want to achieve, and then student B just give advice for achieving the dream. Now, when you give advice, I would like to hear you use the present perfect tense. And when you express your dream, I would like to hear you use these affirmative statements with would and the contraction. Okay, student A, would you please be Natalia, and student B, to start off, will Sahar. Let's hear our role play to start off, please. So, Natalia?
So, can I ask? I should ask it, Sahar about her dream, isn't it?
Yes, yes, and I would.
Yes.
Okay, and I would like you to, and then you give her some advice about it, and then let's see how we go.
So, excuse me, what should I do? To ask about dream or give some advice?
Sorry, I'm a bit stupid. I beg your pardon. Student A, you're going to tell her about your dream, and she will give you advice. I'm sorry, I don't read my own questions here. Tell her about your dream, and she will give you advice.
Oh, would like to go to the Olympic Games and become a volunteer.
Okay, try and use the contraction. I'd like to. Try use the contraction. We're doing an exercise in conversational English, students. It's not. It's just very pleasant to the ear to hear English spoken nicely and relaxed instead of very formal. So just say, I'd like to.
I'm going to the Olympic Games and I'd like to become a volunteer.
Perfect. Thanks very much, Natalia. Okay, Sahar. I use the present perfect tense as you see in the example. Good. Okay. She's suggesting that you...
No, I have never thought about it.
Okay, now that's fine. Now, please, Sahar, will you please be A and speak to Valentina? She will be B, using the correct form that we're speaking about. Okay. Valentina,
Okay.
give us some advice.
Okay, I'll try to.
Okay.
If Sahar wants to speak English fluently, I think it would be good for her to speak English with English people to visit England, maybe, for example.
Okay. So make that suggestion. Give her the advice.
My advice to practice as more as she can.
Okay. What you want to say. So we're going to go around again as well, but she said that she would like to speak English fluently. So you make a suggestion. Have you thought of going to England on holiday? Or
yes,
something
yes,
like
that's
that?
right.
You're making, yeah.
Yes, I have not understood that. I have to ask a question. Sahar, have you think to visit England or for example some English speaker some countries where people speak English language? Okay, thank you.
Excellent. Okay, Valentina, just two small things if I can. You said as more as she can. Remember, it's as much as she can. And when you said to her, have you think to visit England, you should say, have you thought? We should use the past because we're using the perfect tense. We have to use the past participle there. Have you thought to visit England? The perfect tense, the present perfect tense simply means the past in the present. So it's have you thought to visit England? You're doing it now, but we're discussing a thought which is in the past. Have you thought to visit England? There's a connection between the past and the present. So we use the past participle in that construction. I will be sending you a link to a website as soon as we finished, students, where you can study the use of the past perfect tense. In fact, it'll be a very good website where you can study all your verbs. Just click on the tense you want to study, and that'll come up on the screen. It'll be a very useful website to have for your studies of English. Okay, now, Valentina, I would like you to be A, and I want you to ask Natalia, please. Tell Natalia your dreams, and she will give you advice, please.
Okay, I would like to be a screenplay writer, and I'd like to travel around the world.
Okay. Try and rephrase those before you answer, Natalia. Valentina, try and rephrase those slightly so you could use this "it would" or "I'd like" instead of "I would like." Use the contraction. It's instead of "I would like to travel," say "I'd like" or "it'd be great to."
Okay. I'd like to be a screenplay writer, and it would be great to travel around the world.
Outstanding, thank you. Perfect. Now let's get some advice from Natalia.
Have you ever thought about working tour guide?
No, I've never thought about this job because I have no education for this profession.
Okay, that's nice. The advice I'd give you: have you ever thought about traveling to Hollywood to get a job there?
Yes, I have, but my English is not very fluent for this dream.
Okay, I must tell you, students, don't underrate yourselves. Your English, the three of you, certainly is excellent. For intermediate level students, I think your English is excellent. And you all very shortly will be moving to another level. So don't underestimate yourselves. Well, we have come to the end of a very interesting lesson, students. I thank you very much indeed. I'm going to just put the final slide on the screen and summarize, and let's see if there are any questions. Firstly, today we talked about personal and professional dreams. We expressed our desire to achieve our dreams, and we practiced giving one another advice. We used the target vocabulary and the target tenses that were required, and we learned how to express ourselves in this manner. We don't teach this particular slide, students, but have a look at the last two prompts, and I would encourage you maybe to stay in class and work through those by yourself. If you wish to, you can make a copy of the slides. I have now released them, and also I would encourage you to make a copy of the dreams that we wrote in the notepad and the format. I have enjoyed teaching you. I'll be sending you, in fact, I'll just put that in here right now, my email address. Should you wish to send me an email about this subject or about anything in English grammar, I would love to hear from you, and I'll answer your emails immediately. I thank you very much for your attendance in class, students. Your participation was excellent, as were your contributions. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks a million, and bye-bye for now.